Well,
It's not worth the money.
Great way to end it.
her new tagline: "Rage well, not worth the money."
Yeah, don't spend your money.
You don't need to subscribe. We're free.
Right, you'll be glad to know, everyone, if you're listening to this, we're probably going to start reducing to one episode a week.
You're welcome.
That's our gift to you.
Rage Whale. Good to see you again. Thanks for returning to this week's episode, number 93, where the three of us discuss our upcoming 100th episode and a trip to London to all meet up. We also discuss the James Bond controversies, retro toys, movie news and rumours, as well as new trailers. Enjoy!
What do you want?
I'll start off by saying I watched a pretty good movie.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's do an intro first before, like,
Okay,
people
rewind.
haven't even heard anything yet. Rewind all the way back into your mama's womb. Right. We said we weren't going to say welcome to episode, but I forgot to tell you what episode we're on. We're on 93, and it's relevant. Welcome back, guys. Before we start, I just want to say a big thank you to Paul Bullion, who came on our podcast last week. If you've not listened to it, go listen to episode 92. This man has been in Peaky Blinders, The Witcher, a load of other programs, including Star Wars Acolyte, and about to appear in Mission Impossible 8. And hopefully we'll have him on again to do a deep dive spoiler review of that film in June after it comes out. But also, I have noticed we've had a few comments on our posts about Paul Bullion from ladies. Seem to have quite a few more. He's attracted some female attention, which is good because I looked at our algorithm last week. And can you remember last time we discussed it a few months back? We were, I think, 52 or 54% female listeners and 46% male listeners. We are now down to 17% female listeners.
Ooh.
So we need the ladies back. So yeah, maybe Paul Bullion will have helped that to level it up a little bit because he's a handsome chap.
He's one hell of a dude.
Or maybe all them women just identify as men now. It's the same demographic.
All right, deleting that. Okay. So, but the God, I hate you so much sometimes. The things that we're going to talk about in our little pre-show meeting that I thought we're still going. That I thought might be more interesting. More interesting to bring up in the episode is that the reason I said we're in episode 93 out loud is because we're very close to 100, which is exciting.
Yeah, but 95 is closer to 100, not 93.
We need prep, right? So we've done over 100 episodes because we've done like 11 spoiler reviews as well. So we've done well over 100. But does anyone have any ideas what we should do for 100th episode?
So I thought you just scared James off. He's like,
I've got an idea. It's a good idea as well.
I really don't believe you.
See how many people we can invite on as guests in one episode. And just
better than that, because I think it might. When is our meet and greet in London?
Oh, it's not a meet and greet.
Well, it is with each other.
Oh, yeah, we're meeting and greeting each other. Also,
Kate might join us, actually.
I was thinking, maybe, what about we did it live in London?
In a park?
Well, no. You do it live.
What, in a hotel? What do you mean? What, on Facebook? What are you talking about?
Well, we all have a phone.
Yes.
One of us brings a laptop.
You can't go Riverside live, can you? What do you mean?
We're not doing that. It's a good idea, but it's not.
Go live
on
Riverside.
You can.
What?
You actually can.
Whoa, maybe we should just for a laugh and just see what utter chaos happens. Because if it's live,
no chaos happens. Nobody listens to live.
No, it's genius. Well, yeah, it depends how many people. 2.5 people tune in, but it's like Kev can't edit it all because it's all just live. So it could be an absolute car crash.
So you just need duct tape over James's mouth, and then it'll be fine to go out live.
Why don't we do try and get as many guests on as possible. Like
what Drew just said.
Yeah.
No, but
How about listeners message in with any ideas?
Wood Crash. Calling any listeners. Any
Well, we
listeners?
had 7 on total when we had Emmanuel Bonamy.
Yeah, that's
Perhaps we get Emmanuel Bonamy on for our 100th. That would be pretty special. Emmanuel, would you be up for it?
He's in space at the moment.
Fighting spiders?
So yeah. Oh, that's a good thing to bring up as well. We're going to have our photo day. I can't remember if we brought it up on the episode or just behind the scenes. So this is going out early. So we could have, if anyone's listening and is local, we are all going to be in London on Friday, the 25th of April.
Wait, this is going to end up with us getting killed. Let's just not say where we are.
Well, we don't know where we're going to be until we're there yet. But
Yeah,
you can message us on Instagram. We'll give you a location if you want to join us.
What date again?
Friday, the 25th of April. We will be in London, and we're going to
week before my birthday.
Our new friend. What's your birthday?
The week after is.
Don't count. We're going to be with our new friend Daniel Pitts, the photographer.
Dan Pitts, who I've known like 15 years.
He's our new friend. He's the Ragewell new friend. He's going to join us. He's an amazing graphic designer, photographer. If you want to listen to Daniel Pitts' episode, go back to episode 91. He was very funny.
That was great.
But yeah, so the 4 of us are going to be there. Here's a bonus. Kate might be there. And
here's another bonus.
And
Morgan Freeman might be there.
So Kate's previous guest as well. Go back to lots of episodes. She's on loads of them. But also, I did say to Drew to message Paul. He's in London, right?
Yeah.
Just to let him know we're available. He could come in the evening to see us.
Oh, yeah, we should have a few drinks with him. That'd be awesome.
Well, during the day, I want to be not focused. I want to have a couple of beers to be photo ready because I hate being that side of the camera.
Right.
And then we'll just try and be productive. If anyone's got any ideas of how we can take a photo of the 3 of us for promotional purposes for our logo, send in some ideas.
Sorry to interrupt the show. Just a reminder to say we love and appreciate you all for listening to the podcast, whether it's on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, follow, as this really helps us continue to progress and improve the content and keeps us making these fun episodes for you guys. Oh, we're also on these things called Instagram and TikTok. You can follow us there too, as we share short, funny reels on the reg that you can share with friends if you like. Now, back to the mayhem.
This is crazy, and it probably seems very weird of me taking this picture, but Kate was commenting on a photograph of me and saying I looked like someone, and I saw a photograph that I think looks like Kate, but you guys can let me know, and viewers at home, you can let me know, but on a first glance...
That really does.
Now you said it, but that's weird that you're showing me that photo.
Yeah, but it's on a t-shirt by Deftones.
For anyone that's not watching, listening, he's showing us a picture of Keith Chegwin.
It's the girl where you're looking down the cleavage of in Around the Fur Deftones album.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I walked past a shop window and it actually, for a second, I was like, holy shit, that looks like Kate. That's crazy.
Oh, I've seen the album a million times and never thought that. But
I don't mean it in the inappropriateness of what she is wearing. I mean it in...
But when you said that, I can kind of...
Yeah.
I mean, it's a morphed image, so it's difficult. But yeah, so guys, we're in London April 25th. So if anyone listening wants to come and join us and meet us, we'll be busy late morning, early afternoon. But we're going to stay out as long as these 2 are allowed. I'm staying over, so it's as long as those 2 can get the last train home. We'll be there for the evening. If someone wants to come and join, say hello.
Can we do a show and tell on this one, or what was?
Yeah, man. Drew, show and tell us.
I was quite excited by these. I just hope that my phone allows people to see the stuff I'm trying to show them, essentially.
Just use your words as well as your images.
Yeah, but I can't believe that I saw these in a shop in Brighton, and I was like, "How have I never seen this shop? It is fucking awesome." I think it's called Dave 5 Cent, which is weird, but anyway, maybe people can help me find out what it's called. But I'm about to show an image of Guile from Street Fighter as an actual figurine.
Back to school with Rage Whale. Here's show and tell.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
But
I've seen that
also-
before.
It's got the KO thing. It's got at the top. It's
More
got
importantly, that Jean-Claude Van Damme in the action film.
That's very true. And now
With ginger hair because they messed up his blonde. True story.
I've got Egon from the Ghostbusters.
I had that when I was little.
Yeah, I thought I did have
Is
this
that the Keller toy? Is that made by Keller?
Can't tell. 20
Yeah,
quid.
that's Keller made the original Ghostbuster toys.
4+, but it's got the cool little thing on the side where this where it was starting to get crazy good. I was like, that is what's his name from Spider-Man Into
Yeah,
this.
that's Miguel.
Miguel, that's the one.
Yeah,
Played
Reef's got
by
all of those.
Oscar Isaacs. Hang on.
I'm going to say now, Reef's got all the toys from Spider-Verse.
Boom,
Yeah,
baby.
Drew, I even got
Wolverine.
American imported toys from Spider-Verse because you can't get them over here. So I
Okay.
got toys imported of like Prowler and all that sort of stuff.
Did you see the Wolverine just then that I showed you?
Yes.
It's got Hugh Jackman's face and you can change out his hands and stuff. This is Anthony Mackie as the new Captain America, which is dope.
Is that the one from the new Captain America?
Yeah, 40
Have you seen the Red Hulk version of that? It's amazing. Available on very.com, by the way.
Look at this. And now you got Carnage.
Yeah, Reef really wants that. It's really hard to get.
Yeah, 40 quid, dude.
How much?
40 quid. And you got replaceable heads and body parts.
Yeah, that's only just come out. That's quite hard to get.
Yeah.
The Red Hulk figures just come out as well. The Marvel Classic Legends, whatever, and
then that's what the actual
they're really
place
hard
looks
to get.
like in Brighton. I wanted to do a shout out to them. I don't know what.
Is there a train from Andover to Brighton?
Dave's?
Is there a train from Andover to Brighton?
No, you have to go to like Clapton. I was about to say Clapton, America. You have
I'll go to Eric.
Clapton. Clapham Junction.
Great wording.
Or
Do you know what? If we could get to Brighton on a train in an hour and a half this weekend, we'd be down there to that shop.
Yeah, I bet, man. It's guys, it's dope. I couldn't believe. I literally said to the guy that worked there, I went, dude, this place is amazing. He went, yeah, we know. I was like, yeah, you do, man. I even found like the alien figurines. And I told the guy, and I said, I had these when I was a kid. And he went, oh, do you have them still? And I was like, no. I was like, and he went, they are worth so much of the first design of those actual figurines of the xenomorphs. And I was like, oh man, I wish I didn't just like bury them in my garden as a kid when I was like acting out little scenarios. That could have been some real money right now, man. So yeah, god damn it. But actually, it's like the same with the James Bond. I used to have the James Bond car, which like obviously it doesn't look like Sean Connery because it's like a really small man in the front. But you press the button on the side and it ejects the guy. It's like, no fucking ejector sheet. Boom, just ejects the guy. It's amazing. But yeah, that would have been worth something as well. The Aston Martin. Yeah,
I bet.
But that might be an interesting topic, guys. Talking about this whole Bond scenario, man. I kind of feel like it's rest in peace.
No, I think it's plus or negative. It's going to go one of two ways. I think I'd rather have Amazon have it than Netflix, maybe, because Amazon have got good form they've got Reacher,
True.
which is very much along the sort of darker thing. They've got a lot more things that are very crime, like TV show things. Whereas the things that Netflix make, they're either true life documentaries or movies. A Netflix series are normally a bit sci-fi or a bit wacky, but out there. Whereas you flip to that they've got Reacher, and
True, and a lot of the Netflix original scripts are shocking. They've got like great actors in it, but you start watching a bit of you're like, I can't believe they said yes to this.
also Prime, which Amazon, which I didn't realize acquired MGM a while
Mhm.
back, which I wasn't aware of.
But well, MGM is part of the Bond franchise, right?
Yeah, they had MGM already though.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of positives to take out of it. What I don't think Amazon will do, which they don't have a history of doing, is saturating the market with something. If they get an IP, they take care of it.
You say that, but that's the biggest concern is the fact they're going to do spin-offs and films and
But they've
other
never
shows
done that
and
before.
stuff. They're going to go
They've
extreme.
never done it.
But I thought it was weird that Jeff Bezos actually looks like Blofeld. He looks like a Bond villain.
He is a Bond villain.
Yeah, well, so's Elon Musk and so's Mark Zuckerberg. All billionaires are Bond villains.
What I find more interesting about the Bond thing is I don't even want to discuss the men that are going to play Bond because that's boring. We've done that. And who cares?
I just want to discuss the angle. Maybe a Bond series, or maybe like a Moneypenny spin-off, or a Q spin-off. A Q spin-off would be amazing.
But that's the thing we don't want. We don't want a million spin-offs.
Not a million, but like
a Bond film. I mean, I'm not the arbiter of Bond films. It could be good, but Bond film is an event. It's a one-off every 5 years.
This is where the flip happens. Who makes the best movies, Netflix or Prime?
Neither, really.
Exactly.
Netflix makes better, fun comedy, easy watching.
For me, Netflix is a true life documentary. I think they have hands over fist that over Prime. Prime for me makes better series.
No, it doesn't.
But
not anywhere near. Are you kidding me? Netflix wins everything pretty much all the time. 100%.
What's the best Netflix series?
Schitt's Creek.
No, they didn't make that. They just bought the rights to it. I mean, the ones they made.
Same
not the
for
ones
Prime.
They just have
Prime doesn't make sod all.
Yeah, but they make
Reacher.
Like Prime make Reacher and stuff. They do make their own things. And things they've actually made, not stuff. Because I'm going to Google it because I don't actually know.
But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that rather than talking about who plays Bond, what's more interesting is that who would direct a Bond film.
Oh,
because
Nolan.
That's the tone, the style. And yet Nolan would be perfect because he's done Batman, so he's not above doing.
Well, and Tenet, people were saying that Tenet is almost like essentially David John Washington is almost playing a kind of Bond figure as the protagonist. Like he is literally.
I think that film was better than it was received as well.
Yeah, but also if you return to it, this is the thing that I always urge people to do, especially with that film in particular. If you return to it, it's more of a you just get a lot more from it in a kind of by returning to it.
But things as well, like theme as well. Not only the director that's going to be doing it, is that because it's going to be a reset. They could start from the beginning again. They could take a different angle. This could be 60s style. This could be
Bond
70s.
Begins. If it was Nolan, Bond Begins instead of Batman Begins.
Yeah, I think that would be a really good option. And Nolan's been spun around a lot in the last week as well. People have been saying he'd be perfect for it.
He would be. That would be brilliant.
But here's one for you then.
What about Thingy? Wait a minute. What about Thingy from Shaun of the Dead?
Oh, Edgar Wright.
He'd be good.
That's an interesting choice.
I think he'd be a great director because he's got a very distinctive style and stuff. Who would you say, James? Who would you want to direct?
I haven't got a clue, but I brought up the Netflix and Prime originals.
Osgood Perkins.
And there's a very blatant difference. Netflix obviously has really good IPs. So Netflix, you've got. I'm going to ignore things like Squid Game, talking about James Bond, so that doesn't really correlate. But in the James Bond kind of style, you've got Outer Banks, Night Agent, Stranger Things is there but irrelevant. Cobra Kai's there but irrelevant. It's not the same thing.
I don't think they're irrelevant. It shows they're good at making.
But I mean, they're not the same. You got The Witcher and that, but then you've got with Prime, it's a similar sort of thing. I'll leave out the ones that don't really make sense. But you've got The Boys, Bosch, Good Omens, Jack Ryan, Homecoming, Reacher, Undone, Carnival Row. They're a lot more gritty. And I think that's where Bond needs to go. for me.
Do you think they could go a bit darker then with Bond as well? Because Bond does feel very PC.
Yeah, I think they could go.
Yeah, PG. I mean, not PC.
No, they could go a bit more R.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be really cool. Has Bond ever sworn? Is there swearing in Bond?
I don't think swearing is necessary.
Yeah,
But I think maybe make it more of a, Spooks back in the day. Remember Spooks?
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, bit darker, bit.
Go down a bit like the espionage route again.
Yeah.
And do something where, film's good, but we all know from the Luther film, everyone loved the Luther series.
Yeah,
One
Luther
of the best
was
crime
amazing,
series of all time. The film was a bit crap because it was on for an hour and a half and there was no character building. You didn't really get Andy Serkis, was it a bad guy? I can't remember who it was. And it was like, But if it was 4 parts, you'd have been like, oh. So that's why I think sometimes parts are better. I'm not saying make every Bond like a series, but an origin story here and there. But
it does frighten me.
a Bond film, don't saturate it. If Disney had it, there'd be a Bond film every 5.5 minutes.
Yeah,
like it did with Star Wars. They wrecked Star Wars.
Don't
There's
turn
so
Bond
many
into
Star Wars
a
films, no one even cares anymore.
franchise, though. That would just be terrible, though, I think.
But have a new Bond, who it may be, I don't know, Aaron Taylor Johnson, I don't know. It would have been brilliant to have had Idris Elba. Idris Elba's too old now, though. So you've got
he's out anyway. He said he's out.
He's too old.
He
You've
doesn't
got
want
to
to
get
do
someone in their mid to late 20s. It's an upcoming accident.
Yeah, we've gone over this. I don't want to discuss the Bond guy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they've got to
done it a
find
million
someone in their
times.
mix. But Amazon have a huge database of
I think
actors they could
villains would be
use.
more interesting conversation, who would play the villain.
Villains. You could even have a Bond villain, whoever it be, called Blofeld, the series, or Goldeneye.
Hey, hang on,
Goldmember.
That's a really cool point. Imagine they did it. Imagine they did Bond like Daredevil. So you've got oh God, what's his name now? Is it Bullseye? Not Bullseye. Who's the Kingpin? That's it. Imagine Kingpin was Blofeld, right? And Daredevil is like the Bond thing, and you've got that as a show. That would be quite interesting.
Yeah, I think there's some really cool. If anyone could have had it, Amazon's the best one.
You know the octopus ring they have, and in Spectre, it's like how they're all connected, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that as a TV series, a little bit like the Pennyworth TV series, which was on Prime, which I thought was very good. I was starting to watch it, very, very cool.
As a Bond film, a Bond fan, I'm so happy Amazon have it on one basis and one basis only. We're going to get actual new stuff on a constant thing rather than... When was the last Bond film?
Too long, that's the point.
Yeah. I just think they didn't know what to do with it. But seriously, guys, I said this. With No Time to Die, which was the final one, they killed the franchise. Because they if you go online and listen to a lot of reviews from Bond fans, they literally just chopped off every branch of what made the Bond franchise and world why people loved it. They just absolutely.
I think Prime, within pun intended, primely set to take over the Bond franchise. Mix it with The Boys, mix with Jack Reacher.
No, that's too much. You want it still to be family friendly ish. I don't want a Terrifier / Boys version of Bond.
Maybe not a Boys
because that's Bourne Ultimatum. That's a different world. Bond is meant to be kind of a little bit cheesy, bit tongue in cheek to a degree. It's going too serious. I think, Drew, your idea is genius. Everyone's seen the film Elvis, right? The film is not through the perspective of Elvis. It's through the bad guy, Colonel Parker, the guy who made him. And if you do a Bond film through, like you said, the Kingpin version, whether it's Blofeld or a new one or whatever, you're following him and James Bond stalking him to get him. And he knows that there's an agent, but he doesn't know who he is. But there's a bad guy that, you see James Bond as the bad guy, man. You're with the bad guy doing bad things. And he knows there's a spy after them. He doesn't know who Bond is. We don't know who Bond is. And then he appears, and that's kind of towards the end. And Bond could be a great TV series, but I think the film would be better.
Is it Spectre? Because imagine Spectre being built. I know we talked about Austin Powers, but imagine Austin Powers wasn't a comedy, but you've got someone recruiting. No, seriously, you've got the Spectre. And in each episode, they're recruiting a new kind of like killer or baddie, and like we're after Bond. If you imagine Bond is like Batman, right? Then you've got Blofeld as the Joker, and he's recruiting all these people, and he's trying to kill Bond. And each episode is them trying to get Bond, but Bond obviously going through this kind of labyrinth and dodging all of their ploys. And then that would be watchable.
No, I think it's a good thing because he's not left in oblivion now. Amazon have bought him with they're not going to buy an IP to do nothing with. They're going to go mad with it, and I hope they do, just to see how good it could be.
You just said that's the reason you didn't want them to have it, because they won't go mad. They will go mad. That's the point.
Go mad as in like they're actually going to do something with it. Make a film every couple of years and like make it consistent. Not just have a film, wait years and years and years or all this sort of stuff, let it go stagnant, and it's like maybe they'll make a universe, which they tried to with Daniel Craig.
Universe frightens me a bit. When you talked about spin-offs, the only thing that I think would be good is from No Time to Die, that Ana de Armas, sorry, her character, who's in it for 10 minutes, absolutely steals the entire film for me. And a spin-off with her character would be brilliant. But it might be too similar to Ballerina, I think.
Yeah. And she's hanging out Tom Cruise now as well.
I'd like to see like a documentary that's about like, the history of Bond, where it came from. Like not a TV show, like a documentary and things. The history of this, Ian Fleming, like all that sort of stuff.
Do you want some, this is normally what Kev does, so Kev, feel free to jump off the back of this, but it's like, do you want some film news?
Yes.
So I might have done a Simpsons accidentally. You know how Simpsons predict things?
Oh, yeah.
So check this out. I'm going to read you. This says Leonardo DiCaprio's up-and-coming films, right?
This is the movie news.
One Battle After Another by Regina Hall, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who did There Will Be Blood, which sounds mental. Then you've got an untitled project that is Evel Knievel biopic, directed by Damien Chazelle, who did La La Land and Whiplash, which would be amazing. Then you've got, this is the bit that blew my mind though, dude, and I can't believe I'm about to read this, and I will show you to prove it. Untitled Frank Sinatra biopic, Jennifer Lawrence, directed by Scorsese.
Like you predicted about a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Jennifer Lawrence is playing Frank Sinatra.
Like, and was it me that said Martin Scorsese because it's, or you said it?
No, I said imagine a Scorsese version of Frank Sinatra, like as in
going into the dark side,
biopic, but giving it the darker tones of his connections to the gangster world. Fucking hell! Then you've got The Wager, directed by Martin Scorsese. Devil in the White City, directed by Martin Scorsese. Untitled crime drama with Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt, DiCaprio, directed by Martin Scorsese. So Scorsese's got some plans. But yeah, I was just
that's amazing,
mate. When I saw that, I was like, that is mental.
I still don't get the big hoopla of Frank Sinatra personally.
Well, I think he's a fascinating character in life. Like, I mean, I used to love a lot of his songs and stuff, but I love how everyone's left me and I'm just talking to myself.
No, just letting the dog in. I'm never gone.
For any viewers at home,
there.
No.
But no, Frank Sinatra, interesting man, interesting story.
That's what I'm saying, though.
I don't like his music or his singing voice or anything.
And I remember you saying you weren't interested in that side of it, but I feel like it would be, because if it's Scorsese, it would be more in keeping with the fact that he's trying to break into Hollywood, and his dodgy connections are getting him on set. And it would be fun, because imagine it would be almost a bit like Godfather meets Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, essentially, right? And you've got DiCaprio playing Sinatra. Like, that's going to be incredible.
Going to get a little Elvis cameo as well.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. And how they didn't get on, or, all like the kind of rivalry.
Elvis came on his show.
Ah, okay.
And they sang together, and he makes Frank Sinatra sound like a shit singer.
Oof. Yeah, but people were saying that Sinatra was more of a
crooner.
What's the word? Well, no, just like he was more of a chauvinist. Like, he could sing, and it was kind of, he could kind of hold a key or whatever. But I think it was more the swing era.
He's an old-fashioned man, even for people born in the 50s. For people born in the 40s, like Elvis, he was an old man. That shows how old Frank Sinatra is. But that's well cool. That's really interesting. I cannot believe you predicted that.
Yeah, mate, that's my mind was like, it was mental. It was absolutely mental. When my brain just went, what?
Did you watch the trailer for Bring Her Back that I sent?
I think I did see that, because that's what's her name from The Weight of Water, isn't it? With the
The Shape of Water, yeah.
The Weight of Water. Yeah. Galicia del Toro. Is that the one with the cat at the beginning drinking the thing? And it looks so mental.
It looks. I don't even know what the plot is. Haven't got a clue. It just looks terrifying.
Yeah, really scary.
But I mean, it's by the director from Talk to Me, that Australian one.
Yeah, where they hold hands on that weird thing, that demonic.
Which looked cheesy to me. And when I watched it, I was so impressed by it. It's got Hereditary vibes.
I couldn't sleep that well after watching that. I was so disturbed when that boy headbutted that table loads.
Basically his eye socket crushes and comes out.
And it was just like, and she said, well, it was also the bit that it was her fault as well. So the guilt was really powerful, because they're like, the timer went off and like, pull him out. And she's like, Mum, I just want to ask you one more thing. And it was the fact that it was her mum through him. And it was like, it was so messed up. Like, it was so frightening. And then we start smiling, going, and you're like, oh God, it was like, it really, demonic stuff just always really unnerves me. Like, it was really. I just thought
it was really good. It was fresh, you know.
But also, I was saying that I think it was in one of these Rage Well episodes. James was saying he didn't like the ending, but I thought it was quite clever how it went full circle, so that she almost doesn't realize that she's dead. Spoilers. And then it ends up someone's playing the game and she turns up, but I think she feels like she's taking someone's hand and kind of she's going to wake up, but she's now dead and she's involved in the same game and someone's bringing her into their world. So now it's like,
because I think they're making it. I swear they're making a Talk to Me too as well, but I've not seen it.
I don't know. I don't
think it needs one.
I don't think we need one, and I kind of don't like it when successful films almost start to become franchises, because then I think it will dilute the kind of wonderful originality of the first one.
Yeah.
Just can you imagine? Then they're like, oh yeah, Talk to Me 3, Talk to Me 4, and it's just like, oh no, what have you done? Like, no, stop talking to me. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
There is too many. And I was just thinking about other movie news about new stuff coming out. Is have you seen? So Pedro Pascal's in a new film, an 80s heist movie.
Speak of the
devil. Have you heard of this?
Back. No.
Have you heard of this?
No.
Yes.
It's totally
big fan of Pedro Pascal. It's going to be his year with Fantastic Four.
I mean, it's been his year for the last 5 years.
Yeah, he's been killing it.
Since he did Game of Thrones.
And Last of Us Season 2 is coming out in April.
Yeah.
You haven't played the game, have you?
No, are you going to talk spoilers?
No.
So the new film he's got coming out, what's it called? Freaky Tales, it's called. And it's just proper 80s. He's got like tape deck he's putting in and stuff like that. And it's just like...
No, I saw the trailer for that, man. That is off the charts mental.
Yeah, if you heard about it, me talking about it's terrible. It's just a heist movie, but it's so 80s and cliche and cheesy and fun and silly but dramatic as well.
But it also goes a bit more kind of psychedelic as well in places. Like, it looks a bit psychological.
Yeah, it's like comedy, action, crime, drama. It's all over the bloody shop, but that looks good. And another trailer that came out. In fact, I
saw a stupid trailer. Can't bring it up. It's like a clown in a cornfield or something stupid like that.
That looks so shit.
It looks so bad, doesn't it?
It's
Isn't
basically
it like some sort of
watered
company
down
where its mascot just goes and murders people, some oil company. It's like, well, I watched the trailer thinking this has got to be like, it's got a terrible name, maybe it'll be good. And the trailer probably is one of them trailers that gives away the whole movie. You just see loads of kids getting killed. Like, it's just so dumb.
But they're just jumping off that kind of
No,
cloud.
it reminded me of a carbon copy of that Scary Movies to Tell in the Dark, whatever it was called.
Scan.
Was it Scary Movies You Tell in the Dark? Or Scary Stories You Tell in the Dark, sorry. Where there's like there's like a scarecrow, and it like attacks like the jock and turns him into a scarecrow, and that. It's like it's so overdone, isn't it?
Do you know what's crazy? When I was at school, I wrote a story called The Bracks, which is these really scary creatures with like really long arms and like
You know
really
the Brack's the thing right now, don't you?
no, hang on, long nails. Like they've got no eyes, but they've just got like nostril holes and fangs, and like really scary. But they could look human if they wanted to, right? And my opening scene was there's the two kids, and I think like the mum's gone off somewhere, and they're talking about the scarecrow. And they're like, do you ever feel like that scarecrow is getting closer to the house? She's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you just like, that's just your wild imagination sort of thing. And then they're like, anyway, and the mum hasn't come back, and it's like pissing it down with rain, and they're a bit worried about the mum. And then they're like, look, we better go to bed. It's late, you know, hopefully mum will be back soon sort of thing. And then he gets in bed.
Always raining, isn't it? Though?
Yeah, it is always raining. It's atmospheric, man. And she's tucking her like younger brother into bed, and he's like, something's really like itchy, and she's like, what are you talking about? And then like he like pulls out, and it's hay, and then he looks behind him, and the scarecrow is under the bed where he is, and then they look out to the window, and the scarecrow's gone. So it's the Brack, and it breaks in and like goes and just like kills the two kids. Blood sprays up the wall and everything, and then it's like the Bracks, and it's like you're like, what? But it was the idea of playing off the kind of scarecrow trope, but making it that it's manipulating the scarecrow.
That's cool.
But yeah,
and it's not just a kind of slasher.
I got an A for it, and I only wrote like 4 pages, but she was just like. And it was weird to think, I don't know how old I was maybe like 11 or 12, but my teacher she was like, this is like a fascinating story. I mean, it's quite worrying, like a kid writing something like that. But she was like, this is such an exciting kind of horror thriller thing that you've written. And I was like, thanks. But I never did anything with it. But yeah, just thought I'd throw that in there because of the
I like that. Weird shit you do when you're a kid when you write these sort of stories. I wrote one, and I'm sure that there's a film about it these days. So it might have been I was a kid, so I didn't steal it from anywhere. But it was like you're driving along this road, and at a certain point you see a person on the side of the road, and it's someone basically from a car crash decades ago. But if you stop and pick them up, they'll kill you, basically.
Oh, like Hitchhiker, kind of.
Yeah, but you're picking up a ghost, basically.
Oh, that's cool, though. No, I haven't heard that. That's crazy.
You don't really, but I wrote this again when I was like 10 or 11 or whatever at school. We had to write little horror stories and stuff like that. And it was that sort of premise. There was more to it. I can't remember off the cuff.
That's a really cool, clever concept, though. So they don't realize it's a ghost, but if you pick up that ghost, they then...
I think I built it up so that the first time they're just talking to the back of the person in the back, and they look behind and there's no one there. Then another time it attacks them or something, or causes the car to swerve off the road or kill them,
or just wants to kill other people in the way that they died, or like
something like that. I can't remember.
That's because when you said picking up someone on the side of the road, I was like, that's been done a million times.
I've thought about that for ages.
One thing I always bring up to you before I forget it is, you know how much I give Nicolas Cage grief being bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in a good film that I watched the other day, and it only came out in 2023, and it's actually really good. It's called The Old Way. It's basically set in like kind of not cowboyish times, but cowboyish nature. And he's like walking his daughter to school one day. A bunch of like thugs come, invade his house. His wife's there, so on and so forth. But it's actually really good. Like, it's the classic revenge story, but with a really, really good take on it, kind of thing.
I rate Nicolas Cage.
Google The Old Way with Nicolas Cage.
I've seen it.
Bad Lieutenant, though, when he's doing like breakdowns.
I thought it was wicked. His daughter becomes a right badass with a gun and stuff. And she's like 10.
Reptiles everywhere. Have you seen that film, Kev?
reptiles everywhere.
Bad Lieutenant or something. So Nicolas Cage is playing like a kind of down and out, kind of drunkard kind of lieutenant, essentially. And I can't remember what the link is to seeing loads of reptiles or iguanas. And he's doing like breakdancing, and it's just an off the wall mad film. But he was brilliant.
No.
Kevin Bacon is in a new TV series called The Bondsman, where he's playing like a kind
Does he
of
dance?
what?
Does
No.
he dance? Not interested.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think he's like fighting demons, or he's like a monster hunter or something. But it looked. I love Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon's a polarizing character because I also think he's super happy in Guardians of the Galaxy, but I think of Sleepers.
He can do no wrong for me.
Well,
That
do you
man,
not think he's one of the most famous inactive actors of all time?
inactive actors.
He's in millions of stuff at the moment, just lots of small parts.
Exactly.
the
He's
EE,
never been
the
like.
EE adverts.
Think how many leading roles has he done? It's not many.
Yeah, but I think that shows how amazing he is, because he can just play like a cameo in
How
something.
amazing he is that he's been in films you don't even know he's there. That's how good he is. He's like a ghost.
Do you remember Hollow Man?
Yeah, that
That
was
was-
great.
Awesome. The Woodsman I thought was amazing, and they said that could have ended his career because he plays a paedophile. Have you seen The Woodsman?
Yeah, I can't remember it very well, but that was a while back.
Speaking
Mate,
of that, did
the
you see
Woodsman.
you know, we were talking on
Yes.
message about Guy Pearce talking about Kevin Spacey.
Yeah,
Have you seen Kevin Spacey's
Reply.
message back?
you're not a
Bold
victim.
move.
Grow up. You should have
He just
come to me
said, "Oh,
first.
yeah, he's like, you are not a
Yeah, I
victim.
know, but bold move. Just keep quiet, don't you? Just leave it.
Well, I'm curious about that, because you think if it's not legit, then he's defending himself and saying, why did you want
I'm
to
the
hang out
opposite.
with
If
me?
it's not legit, you're like, whatever, get on with it. I'm about to regrow my career. But to do that, you're then bringing the whole thing into the spotlight again.
True.
That's my take on it. If it was bullshit, it'd be like, whatever, I'm just starting to get back into my career, going to do some jobs like that. But him to make such a big deal of it,
He
it's
does
like,
protest too much.
why bother? Don't rise to it.
Yeah, don't rise to the bait. Oh, Death Sentence, man. That was a film and a half with Kevin Bacon.
You're going old school now. He was in the
What?
recent films he's been in. He was in Maxine.
But you got to admit, it's mental.
With-
He's like an actor that everyone knows who he is, but he's never really been a lead.
He's been loads
He has
of
been a
leads.
lead.
He's been in 4
But-
films in the last year. He was in
That are leads,
Maxine. He was in
not-
Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F.
Well, he's not a
Um,
lead in
He
that.
was in Leave the World Behind, and he was in Guardians of the
lead in that.
Galaxy. I didn't say he was a
Yeah,
lead.
He's not a lead in Guardians. I'm saying
Oh,
he's like
God,
the
who
main.
gives a
the
shit?
top-
Let's move
he's like the
on.
big thing. I forgot he was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, you don't. It's the whole reason you watched it, you pillock.
Oh, the Christmas special.
Yeah, you
It's not a
moron.
proper movie.
No. Right. The 2 films I think you need to watch over the next week
Guy does.
is you need to watch Renfield on Netflix. It's
Yes.
free.
You said that.
You also, I've said
That'd
it
be
before.
a good one for our
I've
thing.
said it a bunch of times. No one watches it. It's genuinely fun. Also, you need to watch Nicolas Cage in Dream Scenario on Prime for free.
I'll check that
And
out.
that was my film of the year last year or 2 years ago, whatever it was.
Well, that's one for the thing is biggest actors that everyone knows has never really done anything. Kevin Spacey's up there. Not Kevin Spacey, so Kevin Bacon's up there.
No, but people have done. I don't.
Everyone knows who he is, but he's never like.
He's amazing
If
in
you
the
say to him,
EE
what's his
world.
best ever movie? If you say something, Joe Kevin Bacon
but
is?
Footloose.
Yeah, of course. What's his best ever
Footloose.
film? They'd be like,
The thing with the what are the things underground? The
exactly. You're proving my point.
the big worms. No, it's just because I can't remember the not critters.
Oh, Tremors.
Tremors. There you go. He was in
Is that
Tremors.
Tremors? Such like a.
Yeah, but
He's
dude,
such
like-
a current and like famous person,
No,
but
'cause, like,
mainly for EE adverts.
These are like era stuff that you're talking about. Like,
But he's an amazing actor. But
yeah, he's in Mystic
he's never
River.
been amazing in anything.
He's amazing in Mystic River.
Yeah.
But that's such an unknown film.
It's not.
really.
That's
That's
a
the one with
massive
Katie
film.
Holmes, isn't it?
No,
No.
Mystic
Yes.
River is Clint Eastwood. Like,
Oh, yeah. But like, he's current now.
Wait,
So
Mystic
even
River.
young kids will know who he is,
Mystic
but they
River
won't know
went
what
up
he's
for
in.
Oscars.
But
The only people kind of in that arena now is Robert De Niro, essentially, because Robert De Niro is still kind of playing leads even to this day, and I don't even know how old Robert De Niro is.
oh,
He's in that new TV series
150.
0 Day, which looks insane.
But
Have you seen-
Spacey's like, I'm sorry, keep talking with Spacey. Bacon's an amazing actor, but he's always been that like not quite tip that balance, has he? He's been on the edge the whole time, but
But
never
let's
quite.
move on. You've said that 10 times.
don't-
It's not relevant. Let's.
I don't fully agree, because I think
I
it's a
disagree.
choice thing. I think he could be in a movie and play a smaller role and still be amazing.
I
and
agree
it's
he's not
down
been a
to-
leading man very often, but that's irrelevant. There's a million actors out there that haven't
Yeah.
been leading men. That's not relevant.
But then, interestingly,
to
actually, to jump off the back of what James is saying, he's not always playing leads in movies, but he does play leads in TV series, because he was in The Following, and now he's playing the lead as some kind of like demon hunter in The Bondsman that looks amazing. And the cinematography, it looks incredible.
Well, let's get to one good thing I wanted to get to: the rumors of.
This is the movie news.
Yes, back to movie news. Go.
Well, apparently, I did a lot of Googling, and apparently Universal are actually in talks of Gremlins 3 and Goonies 2.
Yeah.
Apparently.
No, it's confirmed. Gremlins 3 script has been completed, and there's a promise it will be puppets, not CGI.
That's great. No, people want the puppets, man. Puppets is ace.
Yeah.
Keep it original recipe, man.
I think a lot of people don't appreciate how good Gremlins 1, especially Gremlins 2, were.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Flawless.
And the Goonies.
I watched
They were
Goonies
some of the
a
first
month
comedy
ago.
horrors.
Do you think the Goonies, from a nostalgic point of view, they'll bring in like Josh Brolin and some of the other people as they're older as
I
the
believe so.
parents, and then they'll just recast the kids as though it's their kids?
Here's my cast on
Well,
that.
that's a good idea, actually, having their kids be the new Goonies, but I think they're going to have the original cast in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going
what I
to
mean.
throw
You know,
something out there. I'm not a fan of remakes. I like reboots. So it brings out the old cast,
It's not going to happen. This is
introduce
gonna
new
be-
ones. This is one of the few occasions where I want a complete reboot, because it was so long ago that I think you completely reboot it, do the same kind of story, do it again. Same with they did Lost Boys again. Don't reboot it, completely remake it. Start again like the original didn't happen.
No,
Get a bunch of people
I want a
and make it good.
connection. I'm going to go for the connection.
Because with Jurassic Park, you can have a reboot. Oh, we had this park, blah, blah, blah. Like with Ghostbusters, these Ghostbusters were there, we had that part. But I think with Goonies, it's such a unique story. And same with Lost Boys. Just redo it.
Yeah.
And it's not often I say that, but there are two things I think they should just redo them.
I just think that the original cast are such big names now that you'd be missing out a trick not bringing them back, because you've got people like Josh Brolin, you've got the guy from Love Hurts and Everything
Ki-Hu
Everywhere
Kwan.
All at Once. Yeah, and then you've got the guy that was from Lord of the Rings, Sam.
Yep. I don't know all the names. Carry on.
He plays Sam in Lord of the Rings. He
That
helps
might
Frodo.
stand you.
He's helped Frodo. And then you've got, oh god, the girl is now in The Boys. She's playing the one trying to keep them all together.
Starlight?
No. She's not one of the superheroes. She's the one behind the scenes. And actually, in the latest episode, she just drank that stuff. Oh god.
With the ginger-haired girl.
Yeah, you know the one who's like
In that
losing
case,
her
couldn't
hair.
you bring it back as just them then?
No, but hang on. You know the one
That's
that's like
not
losing
her.
her hair. She was in the Goonies.
She's not in The Boys. That's someone else. That
Yeah,
looks
no,
similar.
dude. It's the girl from the
You
Goonies.
tell me which one you mean, because I don't.
I'll show you.
In
Carrie
that-
Green?
If
Somebody
they've got
talk, so
all
it's
the
interesting for the people.
all the actual cast are there, just bring back the old cast and like have them all in.
So Sean Astin's the guy you were trying to say that
Yes,
earlier.
please. Yeah.
If you can get the whole old cast in, absolutely
Corey
get them all in.
Feldman. Yeah, Ki-Hu
Corey
Kwan would
Feldman's
be
a
in.
little sketchy.
It's all going to be built on the back of Ke Huy Quan, who's got a big renaissance right now. Drew, found that woman?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it is her.
It's not, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Who's that?
I'll show you. That's.
I know who that is, but who's that in the Goonies? Because she's not in the Goonies.
I swear she must be in the Goonies.
Nope. I know who you're thinking of. There's a similarity. You're thinking of Martha Simpson, Plimpton.
Oh my god, I
thinking of
am.
Different human. Plus, she's
I-
like probably about 20 years older.
Oh my god, I'm utterly in shock. I really thought it was her. Oh my god.
No, but we'll get Josh Brolin back as well. That'll be good. Right. A couple of other ones then. So apart from Goonies 2 and Gremlins 3, have you heard the news? Well, you must have. Will Smith said about 2 films he's got coming out.
I'm Legend.
I Am Legend 2 and
Men in Black.
Hancock 2.
Oh,
Okay.
I actually enjoyed.
I love
And
I love that film.
apparently he wants Zendaya in the film as well.
Okay.
Okay, random, but
So, I mean, and Hancock is kind of perfect for his image
was
right
it
now
Charlize Theron? Was his
As-
wife?
as a bad guy because he's been a bit of a dick in real life, obviously, and Hancock is a bit of a dick, and he can kind of play off that character a little bit more. Also,
Yeah, it was a good film. Don't think it needs a sequel though.
yeah,
Like,
it's
it
just a
was-
fun film.
It was a fun film,
A
but
sequel would be perfect, but not needed, but perfect, but work. Has anyone seen the trailer for the new film Friendship?
Yeah.
No.
Paul Rudd and
Tim Robinson.
Tim Robinson.
That looks good.
That's
Where-
supposed to go. It's supposed to be a dark comedy.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to go off the rails.
Yeah.
You seen that guy, James? Tim Robinson? You know who I mean?
left or right?
Well, the one that's
Well, I
not
don't
Paul
know who
Rudd.
The one that's not Paul Rudd.
The
Oh,
one
it's
that's in
Paul Rudd, yeah. No, Tim, no.
Winston Brown. He did that TV show where he did loads of mad shit. What was it called? It was called I Think You Should Leave. That mad show.
I don't know. He looks like, hey, you guys.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know.
Another link to the Goonies.
Yeah. 5 minutes till an hour. We'll do that. And then but this guy, he's with Paul Rudd and he meets a new neighbor who is Paul Rudd and makes friends, and he's not really had many friends before. And he gets invited in to see Paul Rudd's mates, and he gets a big group of gang of blokes, has a great time, and then I think Paul Rudd just goes, don't want to see you anymore, like Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah.
But he takes it personally, obviously, and I don't know what else happens.
I feel like he's going to take him out. I'm going to get you. You broke my heart, man. It's funny because it's almost like, like a rom-com, like where someone breaks their heart and they're like, I'm going to get revenge on you sort of thing or whatever. But it's done from the point of view of a man breaking a man's heart. Because like, I was part of the gang, man.
Yeah, I think that looks really good.
And then it will go a bit like Dead Man's Shoes, but like in a really darkly
Oh,
comic version.
My God, let's be honest, can we do a review of that film at some point?
Well, yeah, dude. Yeah, of course.
Dead
man.
Man's Shoes, because that is a movie, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Dead Man's Shoes is
Oh,
genius.
my word. Paddy Constantine and that.
Yeah. But
And
it's
that
also
was
mad.
that was probably his first role.
Yeah.
He's
and then
another actor that doesn't do enough.
Toby Kebbell as well is another
Well,
actor
I
who
think
doesn't do enough.
Paddy Constantine did. Kev, you seen Dead Man's Shoes?
Of course.
So Paddy Constantine did that. The only other thing I've seen him in was some like film with Jason Statham, where they were both coppers. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like some B-rated Jason Statham, I'm a copper thug beating people up film. Can't think what it was called though.
It's on Prime for $3.50.
Yeah, what is it called?
No, Dead Man's Shoes.
No. The Jason
don't know.
Statham, Paddy Constantine film.
That sounds awful.
It's actually not a bad film.
Paddy Constantine's best film is still Hot Fuzz.
I was going to say Tyrannosaurus, but he's not.
Oh, yeah,
He directs it. But-
Tyrannosaur is amazing. Oh, he wrote it, yeah.
Blitz. It's called Blitz.
No, Blitz is dog shit, man.
Yeah, well, it's that's what I mean. Paddy Constantine gets involved in that. It's like he does such a good film and does that. And that's a generic Jason Statham film.
Yeah, he does a lot
But,
of random stuff.
He was great in Peaky Blinders, actually.
Yeah, as the
Paddy
father.
Constantine plays the priest who does some really dark stuff to Cillian Murphy's character. That was such a crazy dark episode that season.
But he's not always great actors that like doesn't do. It's not active enough in
Yeah,
stuff that we know.
But all we know is when we see people in stuff. We don't know whether or not they want to be doing it because like they just might take a break because it's like he did a
I'm
lot.
just saying he's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah, not here, man. He was in. I saw him in the West End in a play called The Ferryman, and it's written by Jez Butterworth, and it was phenomenal. The same writer of Jerusalem that you might have heard about. Did you hear about that play, Jerusalem, with Mark Rylance? Anyway, read up on that play and see how crazy successful it was. It came back like 3 times to the West End because it was like such an amazing play. But the Ferryman, to see Paddy Constantine on stage kind of doing like a Northern Irish kind of accent,
That'd be amazing. He's absolutely amazing.
The play was just incredible, man. Seriously, if you guys ever read plays, I know it seems quite strange, but
it's not going to happen. But thank you for.
I really hope if Jez Butterworth listens to this episode, I really hope they make the Ferryman into a film or a TV series. It would be phenomenal. In fact, I might look it up and see if they're going to turn it into a TV series. Or
There goes the ferryman. Just makes you think of Krista Berg.
there goes the Ferryman.
Don't even think it twice. Don't pay the ferryman until he gets you to the other side. Anyway, I've finished my Liquid Death. So.
Oh, by the way, make the most of that, Kev.
You make the most
of
it.
They're putting it out of the UK. Annoyingly, because I drink it too. So, do you have a Home Bargains near you?
Probably.
Oh, they sell like 6 for £1 now.
Happy days. Home Bargains.
I really enjoy a can of water. It's
Well,
colder,
I like
it tastes better.
I have the Severed Lime, which is kind of like...
I just have the still one, the white
lemonade-y.
one. But yeah, they're stopping selling in the UK, annoyingly.
That's Paddy Constantine on stage.
That is a man sitting in a chair.
That is Paddy Constantine.
That's Drew next to him in a wig.
What?
Incredible photo.
You wait, in the wash, it's going to come out in the wash and it's going to look great when you watch playback.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see this whole conversation once again.
This episode was quite
I've got one little one before we snazz off. One little show and tell which I bought, and it's something that you.
Sorry, that's Mark Rylance in Jerusalem, but he actually looks a little bit like Dr. Robotnik.
A man in a green vest.
Dr.
I
Robotnik.
bought something that I've wanted to buy for 30 years, I think.
Show us.
I've finally bought it. Not too expensive, just a cheapskate. And it's something that I played with my mate when I was 12, I think. Bosh.
You need to say words because I can't read that.
I can't see that.
That
is Sunset Riders on the Mega Drive, arguably one of the greatest games in gaming history. I've finally bought it.
Is that where you're on the horseback and you fight each other on the horse?
It's so good. It's honestly one of the best games ever made. It's like a cowboys and Indians kind of thing. One's a cowboy, one's an Indian, and just goes through like shooting stuff. It's so much fun.
I almost thought you were going to show me something good there.
It is, Kev. You just warm up right, so you don't know what good games.
Did you hear they're bringing out the Nintendo 64 4K version?
No, they're not.
It might be in a fake advert, but
no. There's a company called what are they called?
Nintendo.
There is a 4K version coming out, but it's
it is happening.
Fake Nintendo.
It's not by Nintendo. It's by another company.
I don't care who it's by, as long as it is what it is.
Yeah, they do loads. They've done a Game Boy. They've done a Mega Drive. They've done a Super Nintendo.
Sounds like they know what they're doing. They're probably the people for the job.
They cost like £300.
Oh, they know
what you can just buy a Nintendo 64 for like 60 quid on eBay.
Depends if you want 4K or not.
No, in 4K it looks fucking horrendous. It's so bad.
Yeah, imagine bad graphics really
Yeah,
well.
no. Put it this way,
done.
I have a Nintendo 64 and I plugged it into my 4K TV and it's like fucking blocks just walking around like this, like triangles. It looks horrendous.
Fandabby dozy. Well,
It's not worth the money.
that's a good way to end it.
It's a great way to end it.
Her new tagline: "Rage well, not worth the money."
Yeah, don't spend your money.
You don't need to subscribe. We're free.
Right, you'll be glad to know, everyone, if you're listening to this, we're probably going to start reducing to 1 episode a week.
You're welcome.
That's our gift to you. Anyway, we'll tell you when that happens. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you had a whale of a time.